Someone who was monitoring this particular briefing for us is my colleague Mbalenhle Mthethwa, who is on standby. Mbalenhle, very good evening to you and thank you so much for your time. It seems that while we know that there are 3 persons of interest now, there are still more questions, though, than answers when it comes to the motive.
Yes, certainly. I mean, you would have heard during that briefing, I did bring up the question about the motive and as to whether this could have been a hit linked to the work that Marius van der Merwe was doing in the community. And you heard the general, the commissioner, the national commissioner, explaining that, you know, they have cast the net very wide given the fact that there's a lot of work that Marius van der Merwe was involved in. And if we can just take a quick recap as to what he has really spoken to in the commission, it would be that incident that took place in 3 years ago where he was asked to dispose of a body in Nigel, as well as the illegal mining matters that have been taking place in and around Brakpan, where he was alleging that these illegal mining operations could in fact be linked to high-profile political officials, and it's unclear as to whether or not this incident might be linked to any of the 2. You will remember that the instruction to dispose of that body, he testified, is that it allegedly came from the suspended EMPD deputy chairperson, who is rather the EMPD deputy officer who is who has now been suspended, and he is awaiting a disciplinary process or an internal disciplinary process in order to find out if these allegations against him are in fact true. The family is seemingly showing signs that they don't need protection. However, community members have really rallied around this family, and as we were waiting for the commissioner to arrive, we did get an opportunity to speak to community members who said they were doing the rounds and ensuring that the family remains safe, and have really indicated to the wife of Marius van der Merwe that should there be anything or any signs of discomfort or anything that would make them feel uncomfortable, they should call community members and they will arrive within minutes to ensure that there is safety and they are protected. I did also ask the commissioner about whether or not the assailants could in fact return, given the fact that Marius was shot in full view of the wife and his children, and if those who fear that they could be identified could in fact come back. And as he said, they don't see any signs of a need to provide additional protection at this point, given that the family has expressed that they are safe at the moment. But community members, security companies in and around here have been frequenting or driving up and down this road, and they are aware of literally everyone, including the media houses that are standing by here. So it would seem as though community members have really stepped up after following the incident to ensure the safety of the individuals who remain following that very tragic incident.
All right, Mbalenhle Mthethwa, thank you so much for that update. They're tracking this particular story for us. Let's bring up the pictures as we show you that bakkie that the police say that they've been able to recover abandoned in Alexandra Township. This is one of the bakkies, one of the vehicles, in fact, that they believe were used during the commissioning of that particular crime. There is a darker sedan that they are currently looking for, and they believe that this is the bakkie bakkie that circled the area earlier on, just before Marius van der Merwe was in fact shot and killed. They say that according to footage that they've seen, they are able to see that this is a bakkie that makes its way circling there around the area before Marius is killed. And then at the same time, we do understand now, they say that Marius was in fact shot from inside a vehicle, so they did not come out. He was shot from inside the car. They do not know at this stage how many people were inside the vehicle at the time, but they do know 3 persons of interest have been identified. 1 is taken in for questioning and 2 are in fact still at large, but they're saying that the net is closing in on those particular individuals. But they say that it's important to clarify, these are not suspects at the time. These are people who are viewed as persons of interest. They may be linked, they may not be linked. The police saying that they in fact have cast the net wide as far as the investigation is concerned. They're not only limiting it to the testimony in the Madlanga Commission, they're casting it wide to see what exactly is going on here. And they will then be bringing the nation up to speed with the developments as soon as they become available.